What's going on, guys? Time to talk about an interesting horror thriller called Dementia 13. That's in the public domain, but is actually a really good movie. Um, yeah, it was released September 25th, 1963, and stars William Campbell, Laura Anders, and Burt Patton. Produced by Roger Corman, the legend himself, the B movie legend himself. Written by Jack Hill, and co-written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola, the legendary director. This is his first film, and if you're not sure what he's done films like The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, The Godfather Part 3, Apocalypse Now, Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Conversation, and quite a few other films. He's made quite the career for himself, and he does some controversial stuff, but yeah. Dementia 13 had a budget of around $30,000 because it is a Roger Corman production, so they try to make it fast and cheap as much as you can. But yeah, Dementia 13 basically is quite the interesting film. It has some plot holes and some, due to budgetary constrictions, it didn't make it as realistic as possible for certain parts, but overall, it's a fun time. The plot basically is there's a famous guy in the Jack who dies, and his wife is afraid that he didn't leave his inheritance to her. So basically, she joins his family, who are at their Irish estate, who are there to mourn a dead child that died in a lake 8 years prior. And she comes up with the craziest idea that she could speak with the dead child, and tries to convince him that that is happening in a way to help sort of like cement her with the family and stuff. And then right at the same time, a crazy axe murderer runs around and starts killing off people. And you have to figure out, first there's the part of the story where if Lois, or the Jack's wife, can convince the family of what she's doing, it's real. And then there's a murderer on the loose as well, killing off people, the family, and stuff like that. So it has a lot of cool little twists and turns in it, and it's very interesting. It's like a whodunit sort of thing, like Psycho. It's a pretty big knockoff of Psycho. It's a little bit predictable near the end, but overall, it is a fun time. I really enjoyed this movie. It's not like overly scary or anything like that. The axe killings and stuff, though, were pretty well done for an independent B movie. And obviously, the direction, it was fantastic. Francis Ford Coppola is one of the big, great directors, so definitely had his style to it and stuff. You could see it definitely, and it is by far one of the more interesting B movies I've watched in the last few days. So definitely an amusing, good psychological thriller with a little bit of horror elements put in. Yeah, the acting is pretty decent too, and this one's pretty underrated, I find. And for the time period there was no copywritten thing, so it is in the public domain. So it is pretty easy to find. A lot of companies are restoring it to like Blu-ray standard or the 4K Blu-ray standard and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely easier to find, and it's definitely one where a lot of people thought the title's a little bit misleading, but overall it is a fun time. It is a lot of good, dark, gritty, and it's dark, gritty subject matter for a good, decent thriller. If you're into thrillers or certain like psychological horror films and stuff, you'll definitely love this one. If you're looking more for like a slasher or a creature feature, you're definitely not really going to find it all here. So that's not that might be a little turn off for you. Also, this is in black and white, so I know like 50% of people probably won't even watch it because it's in black and white, because a lot of people have problems with that for some reason. But they're missing out on a lot of classics. So this one here is definitely one of the way better B movies out there, I find, from this era than some of the other ones. So definitely try to find this one. Dementia 13 is pretty solid. I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this one. I absolutely love this type of film, especially in the 60s. They've done these type of films pretty well. So this one is one of those almost forgotten gems. So definitely make sure you share this so more people can be aware of it, and make sure you like this video as well. Yeah, so yeah, Dementia 13 is a fun time, so definitely check it out. If trailer's linked down below like always. Also my Instagram's always linked down below, or post clips of films I'm gonna review in the future on my story, so make sure you follow me there. And I usually have the title of the film and a hashtag, just so if you want to find it, or you just have, if you're curious to see what I'm going to be talking about next, make sure you follow me on Instagram, stay in the loop. Also, I do put the subgenre of film in the video clip as well, just so you're aware of that too. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, because you usually never know what I'm going to talk about next. I have a couple more B movies I don't want to talk about, so I'll probably do those next, but who knows. And yeah, if you have any films that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. Whether it's a franchise or anything, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So definitely, yeah, leave your comments on thoughts if you've seen this film as well. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. So Dementia 13 is fun. It is a good thriller if you're into those type of things. Definitely give this one a go. Definitely don't let this one suck you by. It is fun. It's a little predictable now that like there's a whole bunch of psycho films out and stuff like that, but it is a pretty well crafted B movie, so definitely check it out. It's definitely one that you shouldn't miss. So till the next review, I'll see you guys later, and cheers.